Um, good welcome to all. This is Francis. No, it's not Francis. I'm standing in for Francis for the community development night. So, it's a little bit of an agenda, a welcome, which I'm doing now, and so welcome all. And this will be recorded, so shh, don't shout. First off, we'll hit Francis's loose agenda. Hit a training update. Not a lot to say about the training. IC9 recently finished, and a good number of exam passes, and they're still passing and they're still booking up their exams. So good luck to all those guys. Getting favourable. Hope we all get favourable questions anyway. The next full course is due to start this month, next week, in fact, I think it is, and we've got 41 registered on that one currently. Space for more. So anybody who has previously trained with us and goes out saying that the next stage is completely free of charge because it's like Rice and Vasey. You never leave. And all Zoom sessions will be available on their website calendar. So if anybody wants to join a course, please feel free. And that's it for the training. And so he's asked me to look at the finance. And the finances are, as usual, healthy. Loads of wonderful people voluntarily contributing to the community, plus the income for those who've paid for training. Currently, as of before, like the weekend before Francis went on holiday to Japan, it was £2,712.81 in the kitty. And the outgoings are the usual subscription for the RSGB, cloud hosting, Zoom, etc. That's it. Now we are all aware that the balance is increasing slowly because the spend isn't great, which is good. And we're coming up to the summer season. We should really be thinking about getting ourselves out onto any field days or rallies, or getting ourselves grouped together on campsites with a few flags and things. So there could be some expenditure there. So that's up to ideas for the community. So that's it for me. My brief is over. The next thing on the agenda, I think, is the media team update. Hey.
Right. So media team, we've actually got quite a fair way through it. We now have defined aspirations, which are on Google Docs and things like that. We've looked at, what we're going to do. There isn't a specific social media plan yet. That's still to be done. We have got some feedback done now on some of the review process. So we kind of understand where we are with that. And we've had a few trial runs with certain people when we've done documentation and released that further. Unfortunately, from what I can gather, our first foray into the article world with Radcom fortunately didn't make it that month. Maybe they just had other articles that were more important on the list or whatever. He has got our email address though, so I do plan on obviously submitting more, and eventually I'm hoping one will make it through. I have put a list together of different places we can publish to. We did quite a few tweets. We did about 7 tweets this month, ranging from different things. I think they all went really well, went down well, had some good retweets and things like that. It looks like it, worked pretty well. Facebook, again, we had some retweets and things like that. So I think that side of it is working really well. Witty articles, Rich did us a Witty article, which is thank you very much. And we published that. And that went down on the social media side of things. I'm hoping we can do more of them. And anybody who's watching who isn't here tonight, I do encourage you to get in touch with the editorial team / media team with hashtag article or @editorial on the Discord server. We'll help you, develop whatever you're thinking of writing, or if there's a topic that you think, needs something that we could do an article with, let us know. The more we can know, the more that people can contribute, the better we can make this, and the more we can get OARC out there. So honestly, just hit us up and we'll try our best to, give you a hand and publish it in where we think it's, most appropriate and the best hitting, if you know what I mean. If there's anybody who wants to do some like YouTube shorts as well, I'd be after that completely, not a problem at all. I think that's something that not a lot of places do, and I think it's something that YouTube are pushing quite hard at the moment. So if anybody has like some short 30-second clips that we can add some text to here and there and a video editor, absolutely not a problem as well. So just as I say, at editorial team on the Discover or a hashtag article. Other than that, we'll just keep on along. We've got a few article ideas that are in the list, but as I say, always after more. So anybody willing to contribute, go ahead and let us know. Or if you've written something, give it over, and we'll make sure it gets published out into appropriate places. Other than that, I think that's it from us. So it's up to the events team next.
Yeah, cheers, Nathan. Before you do anything, Vic's got his hand up.
Yeah, the integration of Zoom, it doesn't work on these. Just for the publishing, Nathan, do you have the regional regional news for the Irish things, and maybe Echo Ireland as well?
I've got Connacht's News, Echo Island. I don't think I have yet, but I've got them on the Facebook group and everything, so we're all sorted.
He's multitasking.
Yeah,
I'm multitasking. I'm being asked if I want more nourishment.
But yeah, no, I've definitely got Connacht's News, Echo.
Very good.
The Echo one I still need to sort out, but I've got them on Facebook though, so I am keeping an eye on them.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
anything
just a
Irish side, Vic, come and let me know, because you'll know better than I will for that side of things, or what's going on OARC for Ireland.
Excellent. We'll do that. Okay.
Cheers, Vic.
Cheers.
So,
Cheers.
apparently the events team had a proper meeting and all sorts with gavels and speakers and things and minutes taken. So, events team, hit it off, guys.
Don't be cheeky. So we've got
Simon was taking minutes.
Yeah, we've got a wiki page. We can talk you through what we've been up to and what we're going to do. Amongst the million windows I've got, I can probably find it. There you go. So we had a really good event on the 16th of March, which was the APRS introduction evening that Matthew ran. That was really good. We had about 45 viewers across Zoom and YouTube, and actually quite a few, about 17 people on YouTube.
Yeah, there was definitely.
Yeah, which was good. And I think cross-promoting into YouTube's good because it lowers the barrier to entry. You don't have to join the Discord to see these things. So that was really good. Obviously, we've had some events in the past. We've got some plans. So Chris has offered to do a celebration of slide rules. So he's working that one up at the moment, and we'll probably have that in the next couple of weeks. Nathan's going to run a SOTA equipment night. And I know, Nathan, you've been looking at getting some pictures and collateral together for that. And we're going to do a nice thumbnail for YouTube for that one. That was one of the things we didn't do, was get a good thumbnail together. So we're going to do a bit of that. I'm going to do a session probably after Easter around Worked All OARC Season 2, which is really going to be an event to try and get people to volunteer to run parts of it. But I'll run an event around that. I know Mark wants to do something around his SOTA Day, and that will tie into the EI POTA SOTA thing. So there'll be something around that, I'd imagine, in May-ish.
Yeah, I imagine so. I'll probably.
That kind of
would it be
timescale,
okay
Mark?
to aim for the end of May? Would that be all right?
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, it's there to promote the day, right? So
Cool
the
beans.
timing-wise, we can move it around.
Magic, thank you.
As an example of the sort of thing we want to do for Work ARC Season 2, I might do a thing called Work a Satellite for 50 quid, which is a bit of a thing about building an antenna, getting an HT, and figuring out how to work a satellite.
I thought you were going to give us 50 quid.
Well, if you work a satellite, I might give you 50 quid, Robin. And then I think, Mark, there's going to be an ADSB night at some point as well.
Probably. I'm not too sure what that'll entail. Probably just a beginner's guide to it and look at the tracker.
And there's various other things as well. But the idea is we're going to track it on this page in the wiki. And we've actually got a page for each of the events. And he picks one with nothing in it.
Perfect.
There you go. So we'll track them on there. So if people want to know what's going on or they want to get involved, they can go there. There was an attempt to get Tim P to come and give us a talk, which unsurprisingly failed. I think if we're going to try and
It
get
did
kind of
not fail.
marquee
Sorry, someone redact that. It did not fail. It went exactly according to the plan, and it panned out exactly how we expected this to pan out.
Yeah, it didn't happen. I think that if we're going to do things like that, we've got to get to them through a different route. We're not going to get through the front door to those.
Do you want me to tweet him again?
Well, I think yeah, Mark, it's working the network, right? Someone
Right,
will bump into in another context, and
Well,
that's
that.
kind of the way we do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with me, obviously meeting him at work and getting to talk to him then about ham radio. So
exactly.
he replied to my tweet. I might give it a go.
Yeah, it's worth a go, right? It's worth a go. But again, if people come up with good speakers or good ideas, we're here to help.
Just track him to Aldi and mug him when he's in the queue.
We've made me lose my train of thought now.
By the way, that's not
down
official OARC policy.
So we've got a process now between Vic and I. We've got a bit of collateral we can help people develop events with. Yeah, Vic, go on.
Yeah, I think we had a good run on that framework with the APRS event. So that framework was followed, when we were doing the APRS event, and it worked quite well. And all the communication was, according to that. And this is there for us and for people that want to have an event, want to have something to show. We can support you in whatever way we can, actually, to deliver that content. We will organize everything.
We keep learning as well, don't we? I mean, we learned a few things from the last one around getting YouTube set up to stream and stuff. So it'll develop.
Yeah, definitely.
I have a bit of experience with that. I can help with that if there's ever any questions.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Cheers, Mark. And again, if anyone's got any questions, otherwise that's the events team for this month.
Yeah. Just a quick one while you were talking there for the worked all OARC session season 2. Tim 5G5TM, he's done a couple of 145 Alive events. I'd collar him, get him to organise it at the same time, do a weekend at the same time. I'm sure he'd be happy to do so.
That's not a bad idea.
Also on that note, like, we cross promoted. We're actually cross promoting. Well, we cross promoted Tim with his 145 activity. We are cross promoting in a way the Irish SOTA expedition day. We are cross promoting because that's going to be on the day when the Welsh guys are going to do their thing. We are going to probably, I don't know what Mark's plan is there. Maybe we can marry the two together. And then we cross promote as well. We cross promoted Dave. I think he's EI5 IMB with his Worked All Ireland square activation. So we just kind of not as particularly as an events team, just as a server. We gave him the outlet, for just to advertise that when he was traveling, from one part of the country to another, activating the World or Ireland squares. It's very hard to say that, actually.
Any questions for the events team, anybody? Oh, very good. The next thing is really what's been happening. This is open to all of you. It's a session where you can tell us what you've been doing or what you've been playing with. Of note, the things that have pinged most often is the various packet channels. They are non-stop at present. The packet network is certainly moving places, and lots of discoveries of software that doesn't work or software that you can't compile, but people are working behind the scenes trying to get things settled. Hippie sort of promised that he'd hopefully end up with a single button install for all us non-Linux people, which will be a blessing, I think. But we'll see what happens with a packet. It's certainly building up. And the other one is Mark's ADSB project, which is beaten everything, I think, just now. It's certainly up and running, and there's quite a few people feeding. How many feeds have you got now, Mark?
I think, well, what I was going to do was just share my screen and just briefly go through the whole thing, very briefly. This is in no way intended to replace a potential night, of course. Let me just kill a few other tabs here. So that's the current status. Someone dropped off today, not sure why, but I'm sure they'll be back. Obviously, we've got the live map, which opens in the new window. But the key thing that we managed to do, or I've managed to do, is put some proper navigation and some extra pages in here. So it's all incorporated now into the one site. All your stuff's down here. I really like this page because it shows us where we do and don't have coverage, and the images are really pretty. The feed checker, self-explanatory. Lots of people have been making good use of that. I'll skip the MLAP maps for now. System graphs are self-explanatory. The emergency log is new, and we haven't had one yet, and I don't quite know how if it's going to work, but that'll be fun. There should be a link here which will auto-generate for you to click through to actually follow the flight live, which I'm really proud of.
So what's that what emergencies, is that gonna be like automated emergency messages? It's
Yeah.
gonna flash it up?
So I'm not sure how much of the tracker you've seen, Rich, but if you look at the squawk code, the 4-digit code that gets assigned to any flight, as it's usually flying through airspace, if you have a problem, you can set your transponder to a different 4-digit code. There are 3 codes. 7500 is hijack. Luckily, you never see that much anymore. 7600 is radio failure, which lets ATC know you're no radio. 7700 is just emergency. So you have a problem, and it enables them basically to see you on the radar scope. You know, you stand out more clearly if you set an emergency squawk, and it gets everybody's attention. So all this does is pass every minute or so the current incoming data, and if there's any 7700s, it will put them on the list. It will put them every time it scans. At the moment, I need to try and add some code to make it just add something once. So that's all pretty self-explanatory. We've got a couple of links back to the website and the wiki here as well, which I know Paul was keen for me to add, so I've added that properly on there. The MLAP map, the table, it's really difficult to understand. I would definitely just ignore that unless you know what you're doing. The map is the interesting thing here for seeing how much coverage we've got on the MLAT, which, remember, is the mode S data, not the full ADSB. So all of these people down here, we've got a really decent network down here now. I mean, we're getting tracks like 50 to 100 miles long in this kind of area of the country, all calculated off the network of OARC receivers, triangulating that position. So really what I need to do over the next few weeks, and not quite sure how we'll do it, is just persuade more people to jump on and feed. Every extra additional feeder improves the network. Low level is the most important thing. We've got high level pretty much sorted now, apart from this area down here, which maybe Vic will be able to help out with, and I've got a friend in Plymouth who might be able to help. But yeah, other than that, it's just adding people to it. It's pretty much a mature project now. There's not really that much for me to do other than monitor and just improve things and fix errors as they come. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Cheers, Mark.
There you go. I'm going to hide now again.
Okay. Anybody else got anything to say? No? Okay. I've put a note here on my agenda. What's coming up or ideas for improvement? Well, I'll tell you what's coming up. Paul M0TZO tells us shortly we're going to have about 1,700 members. Or we might have passed that, Paul, have we?
That's not yet. We're close. Not quite. But I'll add the data to the wiki once we get there.
Excellent. The other thing I've got is that Paul is very soon about to pass 1,000 consecutive daily QSOs.
Whoa, nice one.
Whoa.
In my counter it says 998, but that's when I have a QSO today. I haven't had one yet, but it will happen. So Saturday might have a secret, secret, not so secret pub, just so everybody can go yay and have a few beers for it. So
right, no, it's quite an achievement. That it's you've got to remember when you're poorly, or remember when you've got a hangover, or
it started during COVID, and it was just something just to see how I do. I was only trying to do a year at the first. Like a friend of mine who encouraged me to give it a go. And obviously I've passed my second year and now into my third, and it's the next big milestone. So
yeah, 10,000 QSOs.
I do actually know someone on Twitter who has done that.
All right. Wow. Well, yeah.
Apparently so.
Yeah. That's good work, Paul. So congratulations on that. The other thing that I noted in today, the RSGB news released the fact that Ofcom have published their strategy for the next financial year. And there's 2 items of that pertain directly to amateur radio. One of which says that they're going to simplify the documentation, etc., and put out a consultation on that. That's probably makes sense. The second one is that they're going to have a look to simplify the framework for licensing and incorporate new areas of amateur radio activity. That's a direct quote. Our aim is to provide clear, updated rules which afford radio amateurs greatest freedom to operate. We've been contemplating what that might be. To be honest, we don't know. We've got some ideas. They are going to consult on the first quarter of 2023. So the consultation, it's after April the 1st. So the consultation should be imminent. My feeling is that we probably need to respond to that consultation either as one reply from the group or many replies which are almost similar because we've got the same beliefs. Certainly, there's enough of us if we combine our weight to make an effect of possibly future Ofcom policy, I would have thought.
Definitely think there's an
So
opportunity here
it's something to be
encourage
aware of
people.
and not to ignore, because I think anything that expands the hobby. I know I'm relatively new to the hobby, and there is some people here that are even newer than me. But there's also people who've been in the hobby for some good time, and I think that, and most people on this server, I think, want more flexibility, want to be allowed to do more with the hobby, and do find some of the licensing a bit restrictive. So that's something for the future and something to be aware of. The statement from their consultation is on both items is to be released in Q4 of this year. So they haven't got long to make up their mind. So I suspect there's probably a lot of ideas in the Ofcom pipeline, and they just want to confirm it. But
I would also say that they don't do this very often, so it is an opportunity, and make sure we do take it with both hands, because I think this is what 3 times in 15 years I think they've done this, and last time they didn't do much at all. So they don't do this very often at all. So if there's any opportunity for us to give feedback and kind of drive them the way forward, it's something to definitely do, without a doubt.
Let's definitely, at the very least, make it very clear to everybody, make sure everyone knows about it, so that if they want to make an individual chip in, they're aware of it. They can't say 2 months down the right road, I didn't know about
media
it.
team, job for you, I think.
Yeah, definitely get something together from us as a community, and obviously encourage individual participation as well.
Do you want to go ahead, Mark?
Yeah, well, on that, I think it's really important that we try and make sure we get the widest possible range of views here. I personally would be sad if we submitted something that was solely the creation of intermediate and full level licenses. I think, we absolutely have to try and include everybody in this and make sure that we,
totally agree.
I would say that we should specifically ask foundation license levels around OARC about their experience so far, whether there's anything they feel very strongly about as it pertains to moving up the ranks, or whether they feel whether they even feel they've got the fullest education they need to even operate at that level. There's loads of different questions there, but I think it's really important that we try and actually include the widest range really of levels and views.
Yeah, it'll really depend on what Ofcom kind of come up with this consultation first. So we need to kind of wait for that to see what are they actually trying to consult on, because they could completely ignore that side of things. And unfortunately, as much as we could email them, they will completely ignore it.
Yeah,
it will be whatever's on their consultation. But certainly, if anything foundation like is on their consultation, then definitely we'll get as many viewers as we can.
Or even just to encourage those people that, even though you might be, an M3 or an M6 or an M7, whatever,
please put your
views are
viewpoint
still
forward.
important, and you are valued as a member of the hobby, and so it's important to encourage those people. I think that's more what I meant as well, but I do take your point.
Yeah.
But with our community, we could also get a few views from people pre-license and see what they think as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Thanks for that, everybody. Has anybody got anything further they wish to tell us about? Anything further than what the community to do?
I know that Tom is not here, and I know we talked about the packet a little bit, but I think just the level of the activity is amazing, and it's also interesting, like how many people are actually appearing from out of nowhere with you know, so many years of expertise, you know, in the packet, and you know, knowledge about the software, about protocols. You know, that's kind of really encouraging, and it's massive.
We have a wide
Amount
pool
of
of knowledge here.
activity. Yeah, there's like massive amount of activity. Like that channel is basically, you know, red hot. You know, kind of you know, going with people doing these things, and the response. Oh, let's not forget, we are actually trying to gauge the interest for the second group buy. Oh, let's not forget that.
Oh,
So,
yes. No, you're not wrong.
So
I'm in this time.
I think there's 38 TNCs at the moment. The interest is expressed, you know, for the 38 of them. So if you're out there and you want the TNC, you know, Nina TNC kit, the time is now. Go to the national packet channel, packet project channel, and just find that link or ask for the link, and just put yourself down for one or two. Because now it's the time to actually express your interest for this.
Yeah, just ask any of the community reps or trainers or whoever to point in the direction of the form if you can't find it.
I think also we brought, was it 5 extra last time? And judging by the second group buy, I think we need to seriously consider whether that was a major underestimation, and if we're going to buy extra kits, how many we might put in the kitty as a community for people later to still be able to get one on a second group buy, even if they weren't around at the time.
Yeah, something to consider, Paul. And also, anybody who's a bit fearful of building a kit, there's plenty of people here who've said they're happy to build kits on your behalf. We can organize that as part of the group buy, then the components could go direct to your chosen kit builder rather than yourself, and then they could post on the broken, I mean the kit, the working kit to you when it's completed. But something for the future, if you feel that you're not experienced enough or skilled enough to build a kit, don't let it put you off from purchasing, because I'm happy to build kits.
The community's there for you.
I'm only going to charge 4 crates of beer each, so it's nothing.
Just to chip in there, I asked in the packet project, Tom reminded me that the link is in the notice board for version 2 of the group buy.
Yes, it was. Yes, I saw that today. It's in the notice board. Okay. Is that it?
I've got one
Mark,
quick thing.
Rich?
It's just kind of hinges off the packet thing, actually. A couple of months ago, when the inception of the packet project was going on, around that time, the RSGB was sort of starting to advertise about having this fire beacon thing, and we created a channel for that, and there was a bit of a flutter of interest. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's become an event that the RSGB is publicising now. So I just wanted to sort of give a shout out for that. And I'm not suggesting that I'm going to lead anything, but I just wanted to make sure that people were aware of it in case they wanted to participate in that in some way, whether that's individually or as a kind of an OARC type of body. Has anyone seen about that stuff? It's under the moniker of coronation activities. Anyway, have a look on the RSGB website, and you can read up about what's going on there, and chat about it on Discord.
Maybe pop a link in Lounge or something, Rich.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'll pop a link in that channel again. That'll reactivate it. You know, people will see it. Myself, there's also the option for an NOV to get a Romeo in your call sign. For I think, is it 3 months? I can't remember now.
I think it's May and June.
May and June is 2 months. So I could become Mike Romeo, or if I work in Scotland, Mike Romeo, Oscar Juliet Quebec God, what a mouthful, isn't it?
That'd be Mike Romeo, even in
It'd
Scotland.
be Mike Romeo, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
I
did undertake the one for the Queen's Jubilee, bless her, and I used it twice and I couldn't say it again. Mike Quebec, Mike Quebec 0, Juliet Quebec, and the Italians went, who?
That's amazing. That's kind of like the voice equivalent of a call sign in Morse, which is like a really long one with lots of dashes.
I think I used it twice and gave up.
So I think this is a good point to mention that and other NOVs are available on the RSGB website. There are NOVs for full licensees for an extensions 2 meters and some other things. So it can be worth having a look at that as well.
And a lot of them are just automatic. You just say, I want it, and you get it.
Yeah. So you wanted some feedback on a few other things. So obviously pub is still going every 2 weeks on a Saturday. We probably average anything up to about a dozen members, and everybody is welcome, whether you've licensed or not. So if you see this, have a look for the pub channel and come and have a few beers with us. Occasionally we do extra ones. We call them secret, but they're well advertised still in the pub channel.
A bit like the secret nuclear bunker. Everybody knows where it is.
Sometimes the ones that are not on the official dates are in just the voice chat on Discord. They probably won't have a Zoom meeting attached. Also, the wiki, we're heading close to 100 members on that. At the last count, we had 94 members. You just go to the wiki channel and there's a link to sign up. There is no sign up on the wiki, and that is deliberate to keep spammy bots out and things. So if you're a member of the community, you're welcome to join.
So I think that's us all covered, if no one else has got anything. And if that is the case, I think we'll call it a do, won't we, Robin?
Yeah. Thank everybody for their input. And anybody who missed the meeting, we've missed you too, but you can watch the recording at your leisure. And at that, I'm going to say ta-ta for the recording and stop recording. Thank you anyway.